Hi everyone, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to learn about how to build React forms. Basically, React forms are one of the important component of web application, and they allow users to directly take input and submit the data in components. Very easy from login screen to checkout pages. Since most React applications are single page applications or web applications that load a single page through which new data is displayed dynamically. We won't submit any information directly from the form to a server. Instead, we will capture the form information on the client side and send or display it using additional JavaScript code. So basically, yeah, we'll see now the basic requirements, prerequisites that need to be there for creating a React form. First thing is a Node.js installed in your system, and then an VS Code app or some editor, and then let us see. And then next first step would be the creating a basic form, creating a React application that we have seen earlier. So we need to create a basic application using a create React app, and then go to its directory. And the next step would be creating a basic form with JSX. So when in under app.jsx, we'll have to create a basic form. So let us we'll clear all the things whatever there in app.js after installing app.js. So we'll create a class name called the wrapper of a division, and we'll have over them apples, and we'll have a form created, and then we'll install table labels in the form name, and then I will take it as input, and then we'll have a button for the submission. These are all for basic understanding of form, and then we'll have the app.css for styling these things, and you'll have this output after having this submit button and name, and how about the apples will appear when we run that app.js code. And coming on later on, we'll have the app.js, we'll have we have something called as a handle submit button, which will basically help in handle the event. So we will add an event handler to the form, wherein that element will be button. So we'll have to create a function called as a handle submit that will take the synthetic event as an argument. So synthetic event is a wrapper around the standard event object and contains the same interference called prevent default. So all these things are done here. So we will have a on submit button which will basically handle the submit. So this thing is added here. So see, after submitting you will have an alert message of like you have submitted the form, and you no need to submit one more. In many React applications will send the data on external services like web API. So to simulate web API, we'll add timeout things, and then we'll have a handle submit function also, and a timeout function also. So here we'll have to import the use state and use state hook to create a submitting, and variable to set submitting, and call the function set submitting, and these things will work. See here we'll have set submit timeout, and if set submitting is false, then nothing will happen, and otherwise it will have a timeout. So then next we have implemented a submitting and submitting here. Set submitting will come into play in this app, and then these things will happen. It will have a submitting form will come for several seconds. So this thing will happen if I implement those. And one more thing, next thing is collecting form data using uncontrolled components. So this thing will basically include importing input data, which basically happen using the hooks. They are use reducer and use state. So yes, inside app.js use the use reducer hook to create a form data object and set form data function. For reducer function, pull the name and value from the event.target and object to update state. So the object need to be created to update the state of our event. So next, by spreading the current state while adding the name values at the end, this will create a state object that preserves the current state of the writing a specific value. And then after this, we'll have this This let us go to the last app.js file, which basically explains you about the submitting the form. So how does it look? I'll show you. I have done the project here. So let us see the output first, and we will show you the code later on. So we'll write it as npm start. It is starting the server. Let's wait. Yeah. Here, if we enter name, we will give you also suggestion, and then we will have to select option of apple, which apple we want, and then we can increase the count name and this, and we can select if you want a gift wrap or not in the things. So now let us go into the code that is written here in the app.js. So let us see. Here we have imported a React use reducer and use state hooks, and then use reducer and use state hook, and then we have made a function, and we have made a reducer function here, form reducer, which basically keeps the event value. And then we have next we have a function app which we are using for using the hooks to form data and submit the status. And then we have written a function for handling the submit button. So and for set timeout. After 3 seconds, set submitting back to false. So after 3 seconds, what happens is the submitting form, whatever appears or shown earlier, will go off. And then we have one more. Next function is will have handle change. So this basically will help in input change handler, which will handles input change from for the form fields. So take up the inputs names and values and updates the form data. So basically this does not handle checkboxes properly, so checkboxes are uniquely checked. So next will be this whatever the app.js will return is written in this return form. So first thing is submitting is true, displays the submitted form data as a list. If we can see here, so if submitting is true, it will display the form data whatever it is there, and then converts form data objects to array of key value pairs of some for some iterations. So it will have some array to keep these values, and then on submitting it will handles the form submission data as name everything. And we have here for apples we have given to select different kind of apples. First one we have given the user to enter something, or else we can choose from a drop, that is Fuji, Jonathan, Honeycrisp apple. So these are varieties of apples that are given. So here we are giving a count value that is basically is used is incremented or decremented using the use state. So we'll have a count value, and then you to then that type will be number, and name will be that name of that input type will be count. And on change it will handle the changes. The step it will increment in the value of 1, and it will get updated in form data. And next thing will be check data for gift wrapping. So if you want to wrap that gift for the apples, so this thing is used. So this is will also happen using the handle change function. So it will get updated in form data. So next will be the submit button that will be there, and it is exported as default app. So here we can see that. So if we have name, then we can write your name like Arvind, my name, and I will take it, and I will choose the apple. And then increase the count how much or I want. If I want a gift wrap, then I will use it, and then submit the button. So you will get the count is -1. So I have written something wrong. So to increment the count. So my count number is 5, and then if I press on submit button, you are submitting the following, and you will get the whatever the details that you have submitted for 3 seconds. Count, gift wrap, and name, and the apple that you have chosen, the variety of apple. So this is all about the forms in React app. So that's all for the day, and that's all for the video, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.